How we going, YouTube? This is going to be an interesting one. Ridding your game of a person or a character in Watchdogs Legion. Like you could shoot them or whatever, but I found a more interesting way to do it. That particular character right there, as you can see in the top left, I've put her on the list. I'm in my story mode, not my online. So I've gone to recruit her, and to recruit her you have to usually do a mission. But I've only put her on the recruit because I want to get rid of her because of the surname. She's got, yeah, I know he spells it with one L, but I don't care. It's like, it's close enough to that criminal turd. So we can grab a vehicle for that, like that. Run her over.
That's pretty much the opposite of what our prospect would have wanted.
She's now injured.
Oh well.
Okay, so she's now injured. So if I come into my thing and we'll go find her in the list. There she's there. I can deep profile her. Oh, she's awaiting hospital treatment. Oh, let's check this out. If I go to there, nearest travel point is probably that one. Because I got sick and tired of every parallel I shoot. Like, it's like, if I could do it to the real one, it'd probably be a release. But because I'm a decent human being, unlike him and the company he works for, I'm trying to vent other ways. So every single time the character's got that name, I erase them. And just putting a pistol to the back of their head and popping them off, or running them down with your car, there's no fun in that after a certain length of time. I still do it. And the amount of recruits I've probably lost because they've been half decent is beyond annoying. But what do? You have shit cunt's name on your team, and that's a hell no. Or you find more interesting ways to rid your game of that character. So the hospital is just over here. Oh, I'm still looking for my perfect recruit. I would have been playing Cyberpunk, but the 1.5 update is still criminal.
Having second
So
thoughts about the whole grievous injury thing, are we? Well, you can always prioritise your victim's treatment here. The thing you're after is around here. That's the target. Should be hackable.
okay, so if I go to the roof, actually no, which spot? I think I can do that. Okay, you know. Oh no, because it's on the other side of the wall, isn't it? Yeah. That's right. I need to get to that blue thing over there, but what I'm going to do is come up this way. Let's take out some of these guys, like I don't care about these. Just disable that door. Even though I don't need to. I'm going to come down this way, because then I can bypass all those.
You can prioritise treatment from there.
Okay, so if I take cover there, disable that. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I can now come up to here, interact with it, and it gives you a choice. It should say, would I like to euthanize, or would I like to treat? Just click on euthanize.
I don't think that's the type of medical intervention our target had in mind.
So the fucker's wiped from my game. Oh yeah, that felt good. I know it's not him. It's got an extra L, but it still felt so fucking good. So I just thought I'd stream it. I found one. I thought I'd stream it. If anyone goes, oh, there's something wrong with me, so yeah, I've been ripped off for over 12 months, and no one seems to care. The government agencies don't seem to care. The company itself don't seem to care, and everybody on Twitter, they're starting to come around a little bit more now. They either don't care, or they try and bully me, because how dare you attack our favourite company? It's like, your company is a criminal company. They are defrauding their customers. And to anyone who's asking, like, there's a guy on Twitter saying, what exactly haven't they done? It's like, well, I bought. This is the black. To explain this in the most simple way, the only way that it's a line, where you can go, there's the line. Above that, that side of the one side of the line is wrong, and one side of the line is correct. So it's a definable correct and incorrect state, and that is the nudity sensor. There is no violence sensor. You can have a bit of gore in it. Coarse language, I've not heard much coarse language in there. Drug use, do you classify puffers as a drug use? Technically they are drug use because it's a drug, but it's a good drug. So the only line, the definable line of good and bad is the nudity sensor, because it's labeled in game as nudity sensor, on or off. And they promised the game will receive no censorship or alterations. It will not be edited in any way. So I've gone, okay, I'll buy it because of that. I bring it home, install it, play it. This is day one. Nudity sensor off. So it censors no nudity, but yet I'm still getting my nudity censored. I've showed videos of it, so I'm not going to get into too much depth. And 1.5 came out a couple of days ago, and it still has not corrected it. They are actively withholding the product. The product I bought was an uncensored first-person shooter game. All the other stuff is, like I've stated before, do you look at it and go, that is now interactive because they've added extra chairs you can sit on, or they haven't, but all they have in the new apartments.
That's the final one. Area secure.
The new apartments, there's some interactions in there, so technically you can classify, depending on who you are and what you classify as an interactive world, you can say, yeah, okay, it's interactive, or no, it's not. Same with violence. How violent is too violent? And at what point do you say that, okay, there's not enough violence? Coarse language. Open world. At the very beginning of the game, no, it's not open world at the very beginning of the game. After you do the mission where you got to rescue Sandra Dorset from the friggin' the apartment, and may I add, she is naked, uncensored. And you get her out. You can't leave that area until you do the dumbass mission where you get Johnny Silverhand's chip. So it's not open world. It's you have to unlock it. Grand Theft Auto 5, the whole map is open. Saints Row, all of them, the whole map is open. Watchdogs Legion, like if I bring up the map on Watchdogs Legion right now, if I go across the map and I zoom out, the minute, like, excluding tutorial levels, like so I'm not counting like in Watchdogs when you do the tutorial, or in Cyberpunk when you do one of the 3 life paths, which is actually fucking useless because they don't determine anything else in the game. How much of the map can you explore without doing any missions? That is what open world is. But again, it's to each person's, like, how do they determine what open world is? But this map, I can go from the second I finish the tutorial, I can go anywhere on this map. Cyberpunk, you can't. You got to stay on that first island until you do a certain number of missions. And that's not open world to me. But once you've done those missions, it becomes an open world. So that's where it's all like, there's no line. It's not like, that's wrong, that's right. Whereas if you go to the nudity sensor, when it says nudity sensor off, which by definition means it is not to censor any nudity ever, and they are still censoring the nudity, then that is an incorrect state. And if you purchase a game or you purchase any product and it is wrong, and then you request to get the correct one and they say no, piss off, and they actively refuse to give you the correct one, that's criminal. So that's what this is all about. And that person's name, by the way, I'm referring to Pal Sasko, if anyone's curious, if you don't know. If you look on the recruits there's no Pal Sasko up. Whatever her name was. Something Powell. So it's like, I've erased her from the game. So if anyone like me hates a particular person or a particular company, like for example, if I bumped into someone that was CD Projekt Red in this game, I'd do the same thing to them. Or someone who was called Witcher, or something like that, I would do the exact same thing. I don't always do this, but sometimes I'll just run them down, hop out of the car, and put a bullet in their head. And when I talk a bullet, I'm talking these bullets, the proper gun, not those taser shit they got in this thing. So I just thought I'll jump on, stream it while my internet's working, because my internet's playing up still. So between my internet provider being shit, the government internet service connection wire maintenance people being shit, CDPR being criminals, all that sort of stuff, is like, what have I got? Dreams, its moderation system is absolute crap. The game itself is great. Dying Light 2, well, Dying Light 1 is better. So if you're interested, buy Dying Light 1, not 2. Until they fix the issue of can't go out at night time because you have a timer, or your weapons break and there's no way to repair them. People are going to, but you can mod them. So I'm at the point at the beginning of the game, I cannot progress through the game because it bores the living shit out of me. Picking up a weapon, hitting about a dozen zombies, it breaks, I've got to do the same thing again, just to do cheap shit errands for little nerds and morons around in the world, just to progress to the main part of the map. No. I bought an open world game. Let me go there, let me go to the train station, the wooden door that's stopping me, or the metal door that's stopping me from getting in, put my boot through it, and I'd walk through to the thing and go to the next area. I don't have to do 60 missions to help some loser. And it's the same with Far Cry 6. That's why I've given up on that. Because when I have to care about some little fat cryboy to progress, it's like, no, hell no. These game developers need to go, what do gamers want? And Cyberpunk was so close to being what I want. Almost perfectly. If they fixed this one issue of the nudity sensor not working correctly, if they can make it work correctly, so when I go nudity sensor off, it's off, and nudity sensor on, it's on, and that means fuck that purple underwear off. That's simple. Just fuck the purple underwear off. That game will be so close to exactly what I wanted from a game. It's not funny. No, it doesn't have third person. So if they had third person and fuck the purple underwear off, that'd be so close to being the game I wanted. But instead, that criminal company have to turn around and go, well, we're not going to put third person in because we're morons. But that's a choice. And they never said it had third person. So I can't complain about that. But when they turn around and say it's uncensored, and in the settings, it is turned to uncensored mode, but yet it is still being censored, and they are refusing to change that because of they're criminals, then they can all rot in hell. That is why I actively go out on my way, and in this game, if I'm doing a mission that says protect that person, I'm automatically failing on that mission. Because there's no one in the world that character I just euthanized, there's no one in the world I'm recruiting that person. And if I see them out in the street getting bashed, it's like, I'll bash them and help. So while I'm out here, guys, I'll catch you next time. And if you don't see any videos from me for a while, don't panic. It'll probably be my internet. Again, I will put a notification video up if something changes. And if anyone watches videos of mine and disagrees with like I had a guy the other day disagreeing with me saying that Cyberpunk, CDPR are criminals. Well, he's an idiot, because yes, they are criminals. I even explain it in the video. Having an opinion, that's fine. Like, I'm all for having an opinion with, of someone. Like, if someone turns and says, oh, that person is good, Beckham, the soccer player, or football if you're a European. Opinion is whether he's good or bad. To me, he's an okay player. Some people go, he's the best player ever. That's an opinion. But when it comes to things like, is CDPR a criminal? There's no opinion there. It's black and white. They are criminal. And I explained it in the video. It's if you refuse to give the person the correct product after they have asked for the correct product repeatedly, and you're refusing to do it repeatedly, that's a criminal act. So it's not an opinion that CDPR are criminals, it's a fact that CDPR are criminals. If they don't want to be criminals, they have to fix the nudity sensor by making it so it is uncensored. So when you take all your clothes off, or you're in the shower or whatever, then you have nothing on. No purple underwear, nothing. And if you have it turned on so the nudity is censored, then the purple underwear can come back. Then they will no longer be criminals. They're all going to be always going to be cunts to me, and I'm never buying this shit ever again, because over 12 months of this shit, it's like, hell no. There's no coming back from that. When you screw someone over this much for this long, it's like, there's no coming back from that. Bethesda, yeah, they can come back from it, because all they've done was got greedy. They've always been buggy games, but they just got a little greedy. So it's coming back from that. Ubisoft, they've come great. They're the actual best game company out here right now. They're actually delivering games of decent quality. Yeah, they're buggy. Yeah, they're not AAA games. They're AA games, if you want to call it that. But it is what they promised. They have not ripped off their customers in any way. People go, oh, but graphical downgrades or feature downgrades. Well, that's all. Do you feel that? That's your opinion and stuff like that. But when there's a black and white line, a setting. So, for example, if there's a course language setting, course language on, course language off. If you turn course language off and you hear swear words, that's wrong. And if you turn course language on and you don't hear swear words, well, are the swear words warranted, for one, and so on and so forth. If there's a clear switch on and off, and the on and off doesn't do on and off, that is incorrect. And if you refuse to correct it, because it's not by accident, they're doing it on purpose. If you refuse to correct it, that's criminal. If you buy a car and it's wrong, and they do not correct it, and they repeatedly do not correct it, it's criminal. As a big fight goes on in the background. Customer rights. They are breaking the Customer Rights Act. So, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Anyone who wants to make a comment that's saying CDPR aren't criminals, then you're an idiot. What? Hello? Bit of lag there? Okay, now I've dealt with that. I can now end the video. So yeah, don't defend CDPR. They are factually criminals, not opinion, factually. By black and white letters on a piece of paper, they are criminals. So don't say they're not when they are, factually. You can have your opinion, say you like them, so you're like a criminal company. Good for you. So yeah, and if you don't like what I'm saying now, look at it factual. Don't look at it as it's my opinion. Factually, they are criminals. Whether you like that or not, they are. If they don't want to be criminals anymore, as I said, fix the setting.
Ooh, a broken nail. Does someone have
And them going in and just removing that switch, that doesn't fix it, because they advertise, and for as long as it's been out, it has always been this way. And they promised it would not be altered in any way, but it has clearly been altered. And the switch is there, on and off. And it does not do on and off. I've requested them to fix it, and they've gone, no, we're not fixing it, shut up, we've taken your money, give us more money to buy a PC and have the modders fix the switch. That's criminal. So I'm out of here. I'll catch you next time. So anyone who doesn't work at CDPR, stay safe, and I'm out of here. Catch you.